Welcome back to Collected Works, talking about the works of Kate Bush today, playing you a couple of favorite songs. Each of our favorite songs from each album that we talked about.
So we're up to 1985. You gonna get the record up?
Up to 1985, yeah. So I think this is the album most people are going to be most familiar with. Both
Just from seeing the cover on Stranger Things when she had her cassette out.
exactly, but I mean also it's a pretty iconic album cover, and it's been influential to a lot of people. There are people who don't care about her albums before or after this, but she got a lot of creative control in this album, right?
Oh yeah, well, I think from after the first album she was producing herself
Mm-hmm.
at like, 20 years old.
And this one she did all kinds of stuff on. She was using synthesizer by herself. And it's also a concept album, right?
And the two sides are different. The second side is basically all about someone who's drowning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think when you listen to it, you don't necessarily have to think of it as that. The songs work. I mean, her songs
Yeah.
are weird anyway, so.
Yeah.
But this is 1985, and this actually got in the US top 40. And I remember all of a sudden, Kate Bush was on the radio. I'd never heard her on the radio before. And I worked in a store in the electronics and jewelry department, which was a strange combo, but uh, so I got to be in charge of the stereos. And I had it on the right radio station, and every time this would come on, I'd go crank the sound. So
So obviously, the elephant in the room is that Stranger Things made Running Up That Hill blow up. It was the hit in the 80s.
it was, let's see, it got in the US, it was like 40, but it got in the US top 40. It got to number 3 in the UK
That's
in 85, but then it got to number 6 in the UK in 2012 because it was used for the during the closing ceremony of the Summer Olympics.
okay.
So it had come back before. And then, of course, in 2022, it got to number 1 in the UK, number 30. Oh, wait, it got to number 30 originally in the US. That's just the highest it got.
Mm-hmm.
But it got to number 3 in 2022 when it was on Stranger Things.
It became regular rotation at WWCD at 92.9, and I heard it a lot more just in general. I think the streaming numbers and the way they skew that in terms of the charts, I think it probably would have hit number one if, because you heard that everywhere that summer for
Hmm.
sure. Um,
That was weird again
yeah.
because that she doesn't get played on the radio over
What
here.
what was your feeling about all the new fans?
I thought I was glad she was getting the attention she deserved and stuff, but I kind of felt like a lot of these people, most of these people, are going to forget about her in 5 minutes. They'll forget again.
Yeah. Um, I
But
d-
there, I mean,
I really liked that she was. Now, I think the thing that annoyed me the most was people that I had been trying to get into Kate Bush for years.
all of a sudden,
All of a sudden, we're playing that, and I'm like, come on, man.
yeah,
But
and
I think,
not even necessarily her best song on this album. But
but I think that speaks to how powerful its use was in Stranger Things because it becomes a central plot point and it becomes like it's the feel good song for the character in the show, so it becomes a feel good song for us. Now, I will say the parentheses part of this song is a deal with God. That's what she wanted the title to be.
right,
And they were like, can't put God on
yeah,
pop radio.
yeah, you can't title it God because then people won't listen to it because they'll think it's a
So that
religious song or something. But that's, yeah, she actually wanted to call it a deal with God. So she got as far as being allowed to put it in parentheses after the title. But
so I love hearing Kate Bush in media, which happens a lot because a lot of people are influenced by Kate Bush, more so than necessarily the public is. I believe it was Cloud Busting that was in the Andy Samberg movie. There's the title.
we'll look it up.
And but they used that in that for a very pivotal moment. And I mean, in fairness, Andy Samberg is married to Joanna Newsom, who is
Very Kate Bush influence.
definitely Kate Bush influenced. But it was really nice to see that in that movie, and I was hoping it would get more attention from that, but that was not long before Stranger Things used it. So I do prefer the first side because I am a little basic always. There's
Uh,
good stuff on the other side,
there
but
are my favorite songs. Two of my favorite songs are on the other side.
yeah.
So
So the first side is your pop hits, and the second side is your experimental. This album has been huge for a lot of artists, and like I think Rolling Stone always names it one of the top
hmm
albums of all time, even.
yeah,
My favorite is Cloud Busting, actually. I really like that one. I always have.
I do too. But my favorite song on this album is The Morning Fog
The Morning Fog from the B
from
side
the B-side. And
side too.
Hello Earth may be my second.
I mean I do really like Hounds of Love. I don't think that one gets enough credit, especially, given the title of the album. Hounds of Love is very good also. But I'm going with Cloud Busting and you're going with
I'm going with The Morning Fog.